Hey guys, this is Andrew with MyWatchAddiction.com, coming back to take a closer look at that Swiss military watch that I received as a part of my Watchgang Platinum subscription for December 2017. Before we get started though, just a couple quick housekeeping items. First, I want to thank AJ and Steven for taking part in my New Year's Day giveaway. If anybody hasn't seen it already, go back and check out the comments. They were actually the first two to be able to successfully guess what video this watch has made guest appearances in. Now, funny part about that is when I was putting that contest together and I was thinking about it, I thought I had only worn this watch in 3 different videos. They quickly pointed out to me that I actually wore this watch in 4 different videos, and they were actually able to successfully find them and point that out to me. Now, if you remember, the contest rules stated they had to be a subscriber and you had to tell me what 3 videos this watch made a guest appearance in. Final thing, it had to be the first person that commented. They both commented at pretty close to the same time, and I wasn't about to let one of them get screwed out of a watch. So guess what? They both got one of my watches. So sent those out this week. Stevens is still on his way to them. I checked the tracking this morning. It's got a little bit farther to go, but AJ has his in his hands already, and hopefully he is enjoying it. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to both of those gentlemen for participating. Rest assured though guys, if you did not win, don't worry, there will be more watch giveaways coming up in the future. I had a lot of fun with that project, and I hope you guys did as well. So stick around and see what I have in store for us in the future. Today though, we're going to take a look at this Swiss military watch a little bit closer. Alright, so let's get this box open. You can see, like I showed previously, cardboard box on top, some packing material. Open this guy up and you have real nice hardwood, almost a black shiny lacquer type surface. I don't know if that's the right word, forgive me. Came dusty as hell, that's one thing I will point out. And just at face value, looking at it, the box reminds me a lot of the boxes that the Blacklist watches came in. But let's get this guy open and see what we have. So in here we have the watch polishing cloth that says Swiss military watch, no compromises. And of course we have the watch, but we're going to open it up further. So in here is, this is almost like a cardboard with, I want to say it's possibly fake leather, might be real leather, lower quality leather, but nevertheless yellow leather on the inside. In here we have a couple of cards. This card is going to show us instructions for water resistance. Then we have the certificate of authenticity card that came with it. And then finally, I believe this is a manual. Yes, this is the international guarantee. This is pretty much just the international guarantee in like 70 different languages. 70 is an exaggeration, I get that. Throwing these things back in the box here for a second. That's gonna fight me. Now, I don't know anything about the Swiss military watch company. This is the first watch I've had from them. But we're gonna take a look at this guy here. Let's take a walk around this watch. Get this out of our way. Very, very close here. I'll get some closer images here in a minute, but at face value, we take a look at the watch real quick. Stainless steel case, blue silicone band right off the bat. I'm not a real fan of silicone bands. Just in general, I'm not a diver. The one thing that I hate about them is, and you'll notice this in some of the close-up pictures when I get it to you, I have a German Shepherd, if you haven't seen the dog in other videos. But with silicone bands, they attract dog hair like there is no tomorrow. So I'm constantly pulling, like right there, I'm constantly pulling dog hair off of any silicone band watches. That's quite annoying. But that's the watch. We take a look at the back real quick. We have that open display case back. This is an automatic that you can see. Very, very thin diver, which to me is really, really neat because this seems like a little bit, I don't even know the size. Actually, you know what? We're going to figure out the size of this real quick just because I can't find a whole lot of information on the website about it. So I'm just going to measure it myself. And at the crown, this is a 50 millimeter dial at the crown. Inside the crown, you're looking at 47 millimeters on this guy. So it is a bigger watch, bigger diameter case on this watch, but they maintained the thinness of it. So this is one of the things that I'm starting to like about this watch is just the overall dimensions on it. I like how thin that is. If you follow me on Instagram, I actually wore this watch a day or two ago to work. And it was very, very, very comfortable, and a lot has to do with that thickness on that case. So let's jump online and see what I can actually figure out about this watch. Now, I've been traveling the past week or so, past couple of weeks, give or take, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to be on Facebook and in Watchgang Exchange to see what people are saying about these Swiss military watches. So unfortunately I don't have that information to help me out in my search here. But just taking a real quick look, first thing I did is I went to Swiss-military.com, which is the website address listed on their packing material. Going to that site, I cannot find this watch anywhere. They do have a lot of really, really, really interesting designs and really neat looking watches. Swiss Military Watch Company, that is. And it looks like they are focused a lot on, you know, building watches for specific military services. So they have a Navy section, an Air Force section, Army section, and they have, which says new in 2016. I think it's kind of funny because it's 2018 now, but it says new in 2016. They have a motorsports section as well. Now, the problem being is I cannot find this watch anywhere on their website. So that tells me one of two things. Either A, this is an older watch, or B, this is a newer watch and they haven't updated the site, or C, I'm just wrong about all of it, which is entirely possible. Taking a look around a little bit more to see if I can find this watch anywhere, usually what I do when I can't find a watch on a watch company's website, the first thing I do is I just go to eBay and type in some characteristics about the watch and just start scrolling, start seeing what I can find. And actually I found a watch that's very, very similar to this, which I actually think this is the model of this watch. It's the Swiss Military Hanowa Swiss Military Hanowa Triton 47 millimeter automatic watch. Now, I'm fairly positive that that is this watch. However, I'm going to point out a few things about it. So, the watch model that I found on eBay, which you'll see the screenshot there, it shows this watch. It shows the case, it shows the color pattern, with the exception of the dial color. It shows almost the exact same watch, the exact same name of the company, however the logo right under that 12 o'clock position is different. And this one says Swiss Military Hanowa, whereas my watch simply just says Swiss Military Watch Company. I'm not sure the background between this and the differences between the two. I'm fairly certain they're the same company. I don't think it's that I'm dealing with a different company or looking at a different company. I think they might have had a company name change, and I'm either dealing with an older watch or a newer watch, which is reflecting that name change. Nevertheless, there's a website, swissmilitary.ch is the website for Swiss Military Hanowa, and that's where I was able to find the Triton model. Now the Triton model, as you can see here, looks almost exactly like this watch. There's, like I mentioned, there's a few things that are different. First thing that's different is I cannot find this color pattern anywhere as far as the dial is concerned. This watch is available on the swissmilitary.ch with the same blue coloring and a white dial, but not the navy blue dial. So that confuses me a little bit, but that's not hard to do, so it's neither here nor there. This site does say that the crystals on these are sapphire crystals, but there isn't any information about the movements they use or anything like that. So I don't have any further real technical information about this. They do classify this watch as 47 millimeters. That's 47 millimeters without the crown like we measured just a minute ago. Because I can't find this watch too much, it doesn't really do me any good to go into price comparisons on what I paid for it or what I received it for versus what they're selling for on various sites. The only site that I've actually found selling this watch, or the Swiss Military Hanowa version of this watch, is actually on eBay. There's like 6 listings on eBay, and they range in price anywhere from $499.07 all the way up to $657. Oh shit, here's one for $800. So anywhere from $425 up to $800 is what this watch is going for. They don't list the MSRP on the Swiss Military Watch's website, so I can't even tell you what the MSRP is on it. So that's neither here nor there. But you can find a watch very, very, very similar to this one on eBay for about $520. It's going to $525 looks to be the average price for it. As a reminder, this was from the Watchgang Platinum subscription, so I only paid $299 plus shipping for this watch. Now, let's talk about what I like and what I don't like, or what I think is weird about this watch. And yes, I use the term weird. So, as I mentioned previously, what I really like about this watch is the size and size characteristics. So the dial size and then the case thickness, I really, really think are neat. I'm not a huge fan of the silicone band, like I mentioned. Now, don't get me wrong, the silicone band is probably one of the most comfortable bands that I've ever worn. However, for my lifestyle, between the dog, between, you know, my watch is sitting for a while and collecting dust, silicone bands attract for me, and I think it has something to do probably with static cling, but for me, silicone bands collect dust, they attract dog hair, and they just look like crap right after you get them out of the box, it almost feels like. Unless you're diving and they're constantly getting washed off, or you're constantly washing them off. Long term, I'm not a huge fan of silicone bands, but this one is, like I mentioned, probably one of the most comfortable watches that I've ever worn with a silicone band, so that is a plus for me. I dislike the fact that I cannot find much about this watch anywhere. However, those things happen, especially if they're coming out of gray market or whatever the case may be. I like the color pattern on this watch. I like the navy blue. I think it's a very, very sharp navy blue. The color's consistent throughout the dial and throughout the band. Really, really enjoying that. I like the dial design. The one thing that I don't know if you guys have picked up on yet, which is, I have OCD in case you can't tell, it's driving me nuts. If you look at that 5 o'clock indice right there, that number 5 design is absolutely annoying the hell out of me. So I don't know if it was a misprint, I don't know if that's how they intended it to be, but closing off that 5, that lower edge of the 5 just looks ridiculous to me. It looks like possibly it was a 6 that they tried to fix, or a 9 that they turned upside down and tried to fix. I'm not sure what the deal is. One thing I will note with this, though, is that the lume is correct. So you'll see later when I show a lume shot of this watch, you'll notice that the 5 does look correct in the dark. However, in the light, which is 95% of the time where I'm wearing a watch, that 5 just looks really, really, really odd to me. And I don't understand the styling designs. If you look at some of the other Triton models on well, I'm looking at it on eBay. They have it. I don't know if it was a problem, not necessarily a problem. I don't know if it was a manufacturing decision to do that. Did it make manufacturing that 5 easier, the fabrication of it? I honestly don't know, but that's annoying as all get out. I do see on the white face dials, the 5 has a black background, whereas on this watch, the numbers have white background, so that might be part of what my issue is that it doesn't have that black background to that indice to give you that separation in the 5. But going from the loom to a white background or white step up, I guess, on the indice, just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I mentioned though, stick around and you will be able to see that loom shot at the end of the video. Alright guys, so that was the Swiss Military Triton that I received as December 2017's Watchgang Platinum Subscription watch from Watchgang.com. Overall, I would say this watch is definitely starting to grow on me. I'm liking it a lot better than my initial reaction to it when I first opened the box. Very, very comfortable. I think it's a stylish watch. I think it's pretty sharp and it feels really, really solid. So for this watch, I'm actually liking this watch a little bit better than the Sauvet that I received, Sauvet, however you say it, in my other Watchgang Platinum subscription watch for December 2017. Nevertheless, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down there in the right-hand corner of the screen. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Instagram/watchaddiction.us. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on our website at mywatchaddiction.com. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.